Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this YouTube presentation for the Lord Lieutenant's Cadets Investiture ceremony, which is being done in the most unusual of circumstances. Madam Chairman, cadets, and ladies and gentlemen joining us this evening on our live YouTube broadcast. I'm delighted to welcome everyone to this virtual ceremony, which has been arranged in this format so that we all remain safe and compliant with current coronavirus guidelines. This year has not been a typical year for me or my cadets, and sadly it has meant that there's not been anything like the number of civic engagements we would usually expect. But prior to lockdown, we did enjoy a number of events together, including the Remembrance Weekend, Armistice and Royal Visits. To my outgoing cadets, I'd like to say that on all the occasions where you've been deployed, your support has been invaluable. And the manner in which you've carried out your duties has been a great credit to you, to your units, and to the cadet movement as a whole. I wish we could have done more together, but whether you helped me attend a member of the royal family or walked out with me to lay a wreath in front of 32,000 fans at the King Power Stadium, I hope that you'll look back on your year with some fond memories. Now, 2 years ago, I added to my usual 3 cadets drawn from the Sea, Army and Air Cadet Corps by appointing a police cadet. This year, I'll be supported by a 5th cadet recommended by St John's Ambulance. It's great to be able to draw on this wider range of uniformed cadets as it broadens the opportunity I have to engage with young people in such a practical way. However, due to Association of Lord Lieutenant guidance, there will be a subtle difference in the title for my cadets this year. This guidance allows me to have 3 Lord Lieutenants cadets drawn from the Sea, Army and Air Cadet Corps. Additional cadets are encouraged but are not permitted to carry that title. I've therefore decided to exercise my discretion by titling the additional cadets as cadets to the Lord Lieutenant. You might only just spot that subtle technical difference, and in my mind, I'm simply delighted to be supported by 5 very deserving cadets. I'd like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the excellent work of the uniformed cadet movement, which provides a marvellous service to so many young people in Leicestershire. They benefit from the tremendous opportunities made available to them by their local units through their volunteer leaders, which prepares them for the challenges ahead, either through further or higher education or in their chosen careers. Cadets are selected to support the Lord Lieutenant. Cadets who are selected to support the Lord Lieutenant have demonstrated outstanding achievement in their given service, and I'm delighted to welcome my 5 incoming cadets who have upheld this tradition of excellence. Firstly, we have able cadet Maya Chauhan. She joined the Sea Cadets in 2016 and serves with Leicester's TS Tiger. Maya is one of the unit's senior cadets, where she assists with planning training sessions and delivering them to her peers. On unit weekends, she leads the mess and delegates cleaning stations, ensuring the behaviour and standards of dress are maintained. Maya has completed her Duke of Edinburgh Bronze Award and BTEC Level 1 in Teamwork and Citizenship. During lockdown, Maya has studied for her RYA Essential Navigation and Seamanship course with a score of 92%. With a passion for cooking, Maya also completed her intermediate catering course and was highly recommended for entry to the advanced course. Maya strives to do her best, and she wholeheartedly promotes the values of the Sea Cadet Corps. Welcome, Maya. Cadet Sergeant Saxon Nugent is actually staying in post for a 2nd term, which is unprecedented, and meaning that Saxon is breaking new ground. Saxon joined the Army Cadets in 2015 as one of the first cadets of Babington Detachment, before moving to the Hindustan Detachment, where he's helped the detachment grow from strength to strength. When first appointed a Lord Lieutenant's cadet, Saxon was a Lance Corporal who proved himself to be an excellent all-round cadet and a skilled instructor, delivering lessons to a wide range of abilities. In the last year, Saxon has been promoted to Sergeant, reflecting the progress he has made in his cadet career and for the lengths he went to in leading the company when the cadet CSM left in 2019. Welcome back, Saxon. Cadet Warrant Officer Benjamin Hunter joined the Air Cadets in 2014 and serves with the 1F City of Leicester Squadron. He's responsible for leading the NCO team on the squadron and helping with the day-to-day running of the squadron. He set high standards both for himself and the team and has been very supportive and encouraging to the other NCOs. Outside of cadets, Benjamin is a regular fundraiser for cancer charities. He is a young people's representative on the Ofsted Improvement Board for Looked After Children in Leicester, and is a key musician, writing and recording his own music. Benjamin is a hard-working role model, accomplished in aviation with a passion for flying, and is an inspiration to the next generation of cadets. Welcome, Benjamin. Police Cadet Isabel Mansfield has been a cadet for over 2 years now, and last year was nominated by her peers to be Deputy Head Cadet for the South Leicester unit. Isabel always strives to support her peers and offer her help and guidance to the less experienced cadets during sessions. She's always very respectful of her peers and the leaders and is very punctual, arriving at every cadet session early and eager to start. Isabel's commitment to police cadets is also one of the best in the unit. She's very rarely misses out a session and always volunteers to take part in activities outside of the weekly sessions. She's also recently completed her Bronze Duke of Edinburgh Award. Isabel is incredibly conscientious, always wishing to carry out her duty as a cadet well and thoroughly. She's not afraid to give new things a try and is often the first to volunteer herself for an activity or to help the leaders with a task. Isabel is a terrific cadet and excellent example to all her peers. Welcome, Isabel. St John's Ambulance Cadet Harry Cook has been with the cadets for 5 years, serving first at Market Harborough and now at Pegasus House in Leicester. Since March this year, when all cadet units had to stop meeting face-to-face, Harry has worked with a fellow cadet to set up the online training for all cadet units in Leicestershire, Northamptonshire and Rutland District. Harry's also carried the cadet flag at Market Harborough and Leicester for presentation evenings. Harry was runner-up in the Regional Cadet of the Year competition, and he holds a Grand Prior Silver Award and a Duke of Edinburgh Bronze Award. He is also an operational first aider. Harry's an outstanding cadet and a great example to his peers. Welcome, Harry. Now, I am indeed very fortunate to be able to draw upon such an able and talented group of cadets, and it's reassuring to know that the Leicestershire Lieutenancy is being supported so competently by my cadets at city and county civic occasions. Tonight, we're recognising this talent, and the service and this ceremony is an occasion for parents and guests of these fine people to be rightly and justifiably proud. I'd like to thank the volunteer leaders of the cadet movement for their marvellous volunteering support and dedication to providing this great opportunity for our young people. We all see before us in both the outgoing and incoming cadets the benefits of the cadet movement to our young people, which would not be possible without their contribution. Now, I think we've heard enough from me, and I'm sure that we would all like to hear from my outgoing cadets. This is a new element to our changeover ceremony, where I've invited the outgoing cadets to speak very briefly about their experiences as Lord Lieutenant cadets and their plans and aspirations for the future. I'd now like to invite Major Richard Breeze to lead us through this next element of our changeover ceremony. Richard.
Thank you, my Lord Lieutenant, and good evening to Madam Chairman and our guests, and of course our very, very important cadets. This will be my 33rd investiture, because I look after Leicestershire, Northamptonshire and Rutland, and I can't think of a finer thing to do. And it's a great honour indeed to be able to be part of these investitures. I'd just like, though, to explain some of the background behind Her Majesty's Lord Lieutenant, and then you can see how important these appointments are. And the title Her Majesty's Lord Lieutenant is given to the British monarch's personal representatives in the United Kingdom, usually in a county or similar circumscription, with varying tasks throughout history. Usually a retired local notable, senior military officer, peer or business person is given the post honorarily. Both men and women are eligible for the post. Now, its origins date back to the Tudor times, where lieutenants were first appointed to a number of English historic counties by Henry VIII in the 1540s, when the military functions were handed over to him. He raised and was responsible for the efficiency of the local militia units of the county and afterwards of the yeomanry and volunteers. He was the commander of these forces, whose officers he appointed. The threat of invasion by Spain in 1585 led to lieutenants being appointed in all counties, and after the defeat of the Spanish Armada, the office continued to exist and was retained by James I, even after the end of the war against Spain in 1604. Moving to the 19th and 20th century, well, the Militia Act of 1802 and a number of acts after that changed the appointments and the responsibility of our Lord Lieutenants. But it was the Local Government Act of 1972 which established the new and present system where Her Majesty appointed Lord Lieutenants for each county. In the present day, Lord Lieutenants are the monarch's representatives in their lieutenancy. It is their foremost duty to uphold the dignity of the Crown, and in doing so they seek to promote a spirit of cooperation and good atmosphere by the time they give voluntarily and benevolent organisations and by the interest they take in the business and social life of their counties. The modern responsibilities of Lord Lieutenants include some of the following and much, much more: arranging visits by members of the royal family and escorting royal visitors, presenting medals and award on behalf of the sovereign, and advising on honours and nominations, participating in civic, voluntary and social activities within their lieutenancy. And important to us, liaising with local units of the Royal Navy, Marines, Air Force and other associated cadet units, such as we have here this evening. And it is great to see other youth organisations, cadet units here. Now, the Lord Lieutenants Cadets, there isn't much written about them. Certainly in the regulations I have read, and I've read quite a few in my life, the Lord Lieutenants may appoint Lord Lieutenants Cadets to serve for 1 year. These young people are selected by their respective organisation to reward outstanding individuals. Their duties are decided by the individual Lord Lieutenants in agreement with their relative cadet commandant. It is a great honour to be selected and then to be appointed in support of our Lord Lieutenant. And that part's very, very important, because it says how important these people are and how good they are. And yes, it's been a difficult year, but also if we look across the board, often the young people of today, which is our future, and the people that may select our retirement homes, so don't forget that one, they're the ones who we believe represent our young people the best. Yes, young people do get a bad press, but however, we need to look past that and we need to see what people achieve. And young people achieve an awful lot today, and we should be justifiably proud of them. And if we were now in County Hall, then I would expect us all to give a huge round of applause. However, we can do that through our minds, can't we? So, sir, we now move on to the part where we call forward the outgoing cadets, the ones that have supported you, notwithstanding the present situation, to explain to us a bit of what they've experienced and also to give us their plans for the future. I will include Sergeant Saxon Nugent because he has been part of this and obviously he will move on to the future. So first of all is the cadet Millie May O'Callaghan. Would you like to say some few words, please?
Hello, I'm Able Cadet O'Callaghan, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my experiences as a Lord Lieutenant Cadet. At the age of 13, I started my experience at the Sea Cadet Unit TS Tiger, and within the next 13 weeks, this experience will end and I will become a staff member within the same unit. As a Sea Cadet, I have learned many new skills and knowledge about the Sea Cadet Corps. My passion for this was obvious, which led to my commanding officer, Sub-Lieutenant Ben Clayton, putting me forward to become the Lord Lieutenant Cadet. It was a great honour to be selected to represent Leicestershire Sea Cadets and to know that my drive and enthusiasm was acknowledged. My experiences as the Lord Lieutenant Cadet were once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I was able to be part of 3 amazing remembrance services. I met and greeted His Royal Highness Prince Charles and Her Royal Highness Princess Anne on separate occasions. As nervous as I felt, I was made to feel at ease, and I was very well looked after by the Lord Lieutenant and his office. My time with the Lord Lieutenant himself were wonderful. He would always make time to speak with myself and my family to see how we were. Him and his team would always keep me updated and provide me with information. This experience will put me in good stead as my plans for the future are to join the Royal Navy. So as I leave my position as a cadet and move on to staff, I would like to wish the Lord Lieutenant, his staff and all of his cadets all the best for the future. And I hope Able Cadet Maya Chohan has an amazing experience like I have. It is a great honour to be able to say that I have experienced being one of the Lord Lieutenant Cadets.
Thank you very much indeed. And now from the Army Cadet Force, Sergeant Saxon Nugent.
Thank you very much, sir. Firstly, I would like to thank the Lord Lieutenant, Lauren Bond, and everyone who has helped me throughout this opportunity. Representing Leicestershire, Northamptonshire and Rutland's Army Cadet Force for the past year has been an outstanding experience, not only for me, but for my family as well. I also want to thank my fellow Lord Lieutenant Cadets from the Navy, Air and Police Forces for accompanying me on this journey through rain and shine and making this past year as enjoyable as it was. I have attended events, met people, and made friends that I never thought would have been possible without this opportunity. Meeting members of the royal family, such as His Royal Highness Prince Charles and Her Royal Highness Princess Anne, as well as Leicestershire's representatives like the Chief Constable and the Mayor of Leicestershire, have really proved that my hard work and resilience have allowed me to reach my goals. I have seen cadets in a completely different light and seen the other side of cadets that I never thought I would have seen through events such as Remembrance Sunday, bearing the wreath for the Lord Lieutenant and attending grand social events representing my company proud. I feel like the past year has given me skills that I can take into my future and pass on to new cadets as I progress through my cadet career in becoming a staff cadet and an adult volunteer. Finally, I would like to thank my officer in command of Sea Tiger Company, Major Stringer, as well as Lieutenant Colonel Smales and Lieutenant Colonel Calver for the appointment that they gave me in 2020 and now through 2021. I am so grateful to be given this opportunity to represent Leicestershire for a second year, and I cannot wait to see where this opportunity takes me. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. Much appreciated. Now from the Air Cadets, Flight Sergeant Samuel Page.
Good evening, everyone. I'm very pleased to be here tonight. Since the day my squadron commanding officer, Flight Lieutenant Daniel McGlynn, informed me that I had been successful in becoming the Lord Lieutenant Cadet for Leicestershire after being put forward secretly, it has been a true honour to stand alongside the Lord Lieutenant and his friendly, dedicated team. I remember around 5 years ago when I first saw an Air Cadet Lord Lieutenant Cadet. They had an impressive badge on their arm and a very proud stature. As soon as I saw them, I was intrigued and I wanted to find out, how can I do that? Little did I realise at the time, it was going to take just a few years of hard work and dedication within both the organisation and the local community. Since walking into County Hall 12 months ago, I've enjoyed every moment spent on duty. People often say to me, oh, isn't it a shame that the pandemic has taken away from your time in post? But I always reassure them that it isn't the time or the quantity of events that are attended, but more importantly, the memories and experiences that I will take away from them and treasure. From greeting His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales and Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Cornwall in Syston, to stepping out on the King Power Stadium in front of over 30,000 people, it has been an absolute privilege. I have a very quick story I wish to share. At the 2019 dinner for representatives of Her Majesty's services, I was coincidentally working the event as a waiter at the time, as a member of staff. It just so happened that, and little did I know, my wing commander of South and East Midlands Wing, the chairman of the County Council, Mrs. Pam Posnett, and the Lord Lieutenant himself were in attendance. As I was so focused all day on the preparations and the high-profile standards, and making sure, most importantly, that the correct meals were received, I approached the table in a nervous way, not fully registering who I was serving, and felt suddenly very surprised as I placed the plates down to be stood next to the Lord Lieutenant. But the value of this story is actually found at the end. I was greeted and chatted to with nothing but genuine interest and smiles. This may seem like a very small moment to other people, but to me, I remember it very often. It always reminds me that no matter what your position, your role, or your responsibilities, goodwill and compassion are so important. And it was the team at Leicestershire County Council that made me realise this. So with that, I would like to take this opportunity to share my thanks to the team at County Hall, to Lauren and Tim for always making me feel so welcome, to the Council Chairman, Mrs. Pam Posnett, for supporting my cadet adventures and being an advocate for my squadron, and finally to the Lord Lieutenant himself, who really has made my time in post very special. I will never forget it. Thanks again. I wish Cadet Warrant Officer Ben Hunter all the luck, and I'm sure he will enjoy it as much as I have, and I hope to see you all very safe and well soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and I liked your story, as I have been there too. Thank you. And from the police, and last but most certainly not least, VPC Hallie Parker.
Good evening, everybody. Over this last year, I've enjoyed my time as Lord Lieutenant Cadet. It has allowed me not only to represent Leicestershire Police for the second time ever in its history, but also the Lieutenant himself. During my time as Lord Lieutenant Cadet, I've been able to attend many different events during my actual time and gain valuable experience and memories from them. I would like to thank my fellow cadets for providing me with a lot of those memories, and also to the Lieutenant himself providing me with many great memories with his lovable personality. My first event was the Festival of Remembrance, which provided me with some amazing memories, since on occasion I was able to meet most of my fellow cadets and get to know them. Funny story, when we actually started off, we were unwrapping a memorial chair, and we actually found out that we all attended the same college at Loughborough, all doing different courses completely, but it was an experience nonetheless, and allowed me to kind of break down the walls and be able to communicate with them. Then very soon on, we had the Leicester City football game, where I did the pitch walk as a wreath bearer for remembrance. I'll never forget how nervous I was before I did the walk, but when I finally got out onto the pitch, the whole experience was surreal, and definitely my highlight as a Lieutenant Cadet. Finally, one of the last events that I got to attend before the COVID pandemic hit was the Sports Alliance Award, where I got to meet His Royal Highness Prince Edward. During the event, I was in person to meet him when he first arrived, and we got to talk about my college experience as he attended, and the overall experience and meeting a lot of people and learning their stories was absolutely amazing. This will be my last year as a police cadet. I've been in the police cadets for 5 years, and I never expected that I would be a Lord Lieutenant Cadet. It wasn't something that was even talked about when I first started, and I am proud to say that I'm the first female police cadet with this honour. For my future, I'm going to finish off my last year as a police cadet, and then hopefully go to university to study film and digital media production in aims to becoming a camera technician and sound technician on television production sets. I would like to thank the Lord Lieutenant and all my fellow cadets for the experiences that I have managed to gain and the memories I'm going to have forevermore. And good luck to Isabel Mansfield, who will be taking over my place. And good luck, and I hope you have a good year. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Well, thank you, Richard, and thank you, cadets, for giving us such a personal insight into what I can see has been a memorable year for you. Thank you also for some of those very kind words for me and the lieutenancy. It's all earned by the lieutenancy, and certainly the work Tim and Lauren put in behind the scenes is nice for me to know that you valued. But also in the comments that you've made my memories during the year as well. So for that, I thank you. Before we move on, I'm going to exercise my prerogative to give you all a round of applause. Now, the chairman of the county council often witnesses the role of my cadets when they're in attendance, as you just heard, on civic occasions. And so I'd like to invite our chairman, Pam Posner, to address the cadets. Pam.
Thank you, Lord Lieutenant. And good evening, Lord Lieutenant, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to be able to join this virtual investiture ceremony for the second time, because as like Saxon, I've got the privilege of being chairman for 2 years. So I met all the cadets that were outgoing this year, and it's lovely to be here to welcome the new cadets. And I hope with whatever's left of the year that we do get the opportunity to meet up and be together at some ceremonies. The County Council has long supported the office of Lord Lieutenant, and I'm pleased tonight to be able to continue with that tradition. As the Lord Lieutenant commented, we are indeed fortunate in Leicestershire to have a marvellous cadet movement, providing young people with great opportunities for personal development whilst giving service to their community. Cadets learn new skills and develop as individuals and as members of teams, whilst getting involved with worthwhile and exciting activities. From what we have heard tonight, it is clear that the cadet movement brings out the best in our young people. We have before us tonight some of the county's finest cadets serving the Lord Lieutenant, who I know will go on to realise their full potential. Ultimately, the whole community benefits from their positive experience in the cadet movement because of the dedication of the volunteer leaders. I've been present at civic occasions where the Lord Lieutenant's cadets have performed their duties impeccably, and I'm sure that the incoming cadets will continue where their predecessors left off. I would like to take this opportunity to wish you all every success, both the cadets who are going out of office, and I'd like to thank Samuel for his very kind words he said. And also to wish those of you that are taking on the role tonight as the new Lord Lieutenants Cadets every success during your term of office. I know that you'll have a great year, and I look forward to meeting you on those occasions. And please, if I look as if I've not seen you, just come and tap me on the shoulder. Thank you very much indeed. Good night.
Thank you, Pam. Now, this is the point in the evening when we would witness my cadets receiving their badges and certificates. Sadly, we can't do that virtually, but my office will ensure that these are sent out to you as soon as possible. The other sad fact of a virtual event is that we can't take the usual commemorative photographs. As you say, they are memories for you. They're also my memories and memories for me. And we can't also enjoy the lovely buffet that the chairman normally hosts on our behalf at the end of the celebrations. But I hope the cadets and their families will be able to continue the celebration at home when this virtual event closes, and we will look for an opportunity to try and get photographs done in the not too distant future. To my outgoing cadets, I hope that you have the opportunity to meet with you all again in the future. And to my incoming cadets, may I conclude by saying that I very much look forward to working with you in the coming year. Now, this just leaves me to thank you all for joining me this evening, whether that was as part of this broadcast team or joining us via our YouTube channel. I'll wish you well, wish you good evening, and leave you finally in the capable hands of Major Richard Breeze. Thank you all.
Thank you, my Lord Lieutenant. Well, it just falls to me at the end of this to say that whilst this is different, and whilst we've used social media and it's been virtual, it's no less important. And we've heard from our cadets, we've heard the stories and the background surrounding our incoming cadets and what they've achieved. And we've also heard personally from those going out. And I think you'd all agree, I hope you all agree, that our young people can talk up for themselves, speak up for themselves,